This is a freelance radio broadcast for the week of April 20th, 03. This broadcast is a commercial-free broadcast and will include half an hour of the Odyssey program. We have a handful of Galnet news reports, and lots of status news. Included in this week's broadcast is a single community article by Commander Lexigmes. The Alliance continues California Nebula expansion. April 21st, 03. Last year, the Alliance established a foothold in the California Nebula with the construction of an outpost in the California Sector BAE-6 system. The superpower's critics suggested it was trying to control the system's barnacles, but the Alliance insisted the outpost was intended solely to support scientific research. Now, fresh reports indicate that the Alliance is about to expand its presence in the region by establishing both a scientific outpost and an extraction facility in California Sector JHVC-212. Kelvin Masters, a freelance journalist who regularly contributes to the Rewired newsfeed, commented on the development. Of course the Alliance wants the barnacles. They'd never admit it, of course. But that's not the point. The point is what the Empire and Federation are going to do about it. At the moment they're preoccupied with Maya and Merope, but sooner or later they're going to turn their attention to the California Nebula. And when that happens, the situation is going to escalate, I guarantee it. The Utopia appeal concludes. April 21st, 03. A spokesperson for the Utopia commune has announced that its campaign for materials has reached a successful conclusion. Hundreds of pilots contributed to the initiative by delivering various commodities to Sinker City, which will be used in a forthcoming research and development program. As the campaign drew to a close, Simko Pranavantil, leader of Utopia, issued a brief statement. Those who contributed to this initiative have my gratitude. Thanks to you, this program is off to a promising start. Pilots who contributed to the initiative can now collect their rewards from Sinker City in the Gucumidia's system. The Colonia Resource Drive concludes. April 21st, 03. Recent reports indicate that the Colonia Cooperative Resource Drive has received the wholehearted support of the galactic community. Thousands of tons of resources have been delivered to Jamz station over the past week, which will be used to develop infrastructure throughout Colonia and the surrounding systems. The Colonia Cooperative has thanked those who contributed to the campaign, and invited them to collect their rewards from Colonia Dream and the Ulpru LWLC 876 system. Superpower expansion. April 21st, 03. For several months, the Maya system has been a focal point in the ongoing hostility between the Empire and the Federation. Now, the Empire and the Federation have announced plans to expand their presence in Maya by constructing new outposts. But with a shortage of reliable supply lines into the system, the superpowers are relying on the galactic community for help in compiling the necessary materials. Both are keenly aware that the finite nature of resources and support means only one will be able to proceed with its plans. Both the Empire and the Federation have promised to reward pilots who contribute construction materials to their respective campaigns. The federal campaign is being coordinated by the Pleiades Resource Enterprise, while the Merope Expeditionary Fleet has been authorized to oversee the Imperial Initiative. The rival campaigns begin on the 20th of April 3303 and will run for 1 week. If either faction achieves its aims earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. And now, we will take a short break and turn over to the Odyssey program.
Welcome to Odyssey, where music is a journey. I am your host, Commander Dan. We're going to start this program off with Dark Violet Sky by Levitica.
life behind.
That was Dark Violet Sky by Levihika. Up next is Techno Turtle by Levihika. That was Techno Turtle by Levihica. Up next is Program vs. User by Morgan TJ. That was Program vs. User by Morgan TJ. Up next is our final song for this segment of Odyssey, and it is Goodbye Shadow by Georgia Linez.
Anchoring me to my shadow, sailing on the storm.
That was Goodbye Shadow by Georgia Linas. Thank you for listening to this segment of Odyssey, where music is a journey. Tune in later during the Freelance Radio program for more musical entertainment.
That was the Odyssey music program hosted by Commander Dan. Thank you for listening. Now back to the news at hand. Weekly Health Report. April 20th, 3303. This report presents the latest data on health issues among the galaxy's minor factions. Here are the latest factions to experience famine. Vinland Services. HIP 5712 State Corporation. HIP 32350 Industries. Jamz Central Corporation. Han Gang of Tonatok. Independence of Juralungs. News Ada Tukumi Free. Traditional Silerba Autocracy. HIP 14759 Guardians of Tradition. HIP 115314 Aristocrats. Here are the latest factions to experience an outbreak. Vinland Services. Liberty Party of S. Alolo's Drug Empire. HR 3954 Crew. Leaders of BDO 8 2963. HIP 5183 Emperor's Grace. Allied Delapilar League. HIP 9610 Jet Legal Systems. Conservatives of HIP 41984. Ostguldring. Weekly Conflict Report. April 21st, 3303. This report presents the latest data on conflict among the galaxy's minor factions. Here are the latest factions to experience a civil war. Vanokli Independence. AG plus 21 1754 Citizen Party. Iranian People's Party. Rost 754 Universal & Co. Allied FK5 2550 Autocracy. FK5 2550 PLC. La Itans Starco. Natural Tool for Nationalists. Bodden Advance Network. United Chimba League. Here are the latest factions to experience war. Kalinja Gold Power Services. Rumwapple Blue State Commodities. Coalition of Ngalaiba. Lords of Ngalaiba. Chamunda Crimson Gang. Kokiri Liberals. Kokiri Holdings. Crimson State Group. LTT 377 Purple General Corporation. Rost 754 Labor. Weekly Expansion Report. April 21st, 3303. This report presents the latest data on expansion and withdrawal among the galaxy's minor factions. Here are the latest factions to have expanded into new systems. 39 Tory Interstellar, Brangle plc, Co-Rain Network, Cooperative of Brain-Caller, Chapter of Hiking, Beetle Free, Jamz Incorporated, Cerno Independence, Monarchy of Michael Fantasies, Brothers of Alcra. Here are the latest factions in withdrawal. Order of Ethgers, Codice Exchange, HIP 65921 Silverbridge Systems, Jainur Brotherhood, Syntec Industries, Purple Universal Co., Orasila Cooperative, Future of Gua Imban, Camarada Jet Legal Services, HIP 19198 Future. Weekly Democracy Report, April 21, 3303. Here are the latest factions to hold elections. Delphin Blue Federal plc, Union of Wolf 359 Labor, Junga Interstellar, 39 Tory Interstellar, Liberals of Delta Pivinus, V886 Centauri Future, Gitxson Limited, Sairu Republic Party, Theta Indy Crimson Netcoms Dev, LHS 3384 Progressive Party. Weekly Economic Report, April 24, 3303. Here are the latest factions to experience an economic boom. Your Federal Interstellar, Wolf 359 Blue Travel Commodities, Lords of Nkaliba, Patriti Gold Mafia, Simius Commodities, Coquim Industry, Oriya Ring, Iravat Network, Iravat Life Services, Delphin Blue Federal plc. Here are the latest factions to experience an economic bust. Brotherhood of LP 98132, Morgar Crimson Pirates, SIF League, HIP 5700 Empire League, Democrats of Musons, Taliesin Crimson Fortune Systems, Indians Commodities, Bukra Empire Party, LTT 9455 Labor, WISE 08550714 United Exchange. And now, before our largest story of the night, we are going to take a small break and let Commander Dan play some more music on the Odyssey program.
Thanks for sticking around, and for those just tuning in, welcome to Odyssey, where music is a journey. This is our second segment during this broadcast, so let's get down to it. First up we have Dust from the Stars by Levihika. That was Dust from the Stars by Levitica. Up next we have Reuse Noise, with The Light by CDK. That was Reuse Noise, with The Light, by CDK. Up next we have our final song of the broadcast, Drive by Admiral Bob.
We could leave tonight, leave it all behind, find a new life, just drive. We'll be okay. Yeah. We'll be alright. Yeah. Build a world of yours and mine. Just drive. Down for too long. Shadows of ourselves. Sunken eyes, sunken dreams. Gotta break free. We'll be okay. Yeah. We'll be alright. Yeah. Build a world of yours and mine. Just drive. Just drive. A million reasons, rationalization. to keep us in the same position. It all comes down to a single blockade. Fear in our minds. Fear in our minds. Fear in our minds. Fear in our minds. Nothing stopping us except the fear in our minds. Gotta break free. Just drive. We'll be okay. We'll be alright. Build a world of yours and mine. We'll be okay. We'll be alright. Build a world of yours and mine. Just drive. Just drive. Just drive. Just drive.
That was Drive by Admiral Bob. That's it for Odyssey in this broadcast of Freelance Radio. Thank you for tuning in, and stay alert for the next broadcast of Freelance Radio. The Odyssey program is looking to expand its library. Do you have music you'd like to donate to the show? Know someone who does? Let them know. It's a great way to get their music out there, and it helps us deliver more shows and more content. Thanks for listening. This has been your Odyssey host, Commander Dan. Fly safe, Commanders.
That was Odyssey with Commander Dan. Now, we move on to our biggest news story of the night. The most anticipated news of this broadcast. The first generation ship has been discovered. April 23, 3303. The first derelict generation ship has been discovered in the Alanis system. You can find it by going to Planet 10 of the system, and flying 22,000 light seconds towards the Hori system. The vessel was discovered by a commander named Lexic Mies. Lexic Mies says that he found the generation ship via a listening post found by the Hutton truckers in LHS 1047. The following is a statement made by Commander Lexic, describing how he came across the vessel. There were a few parts that stood out to me from the rest. First off was Alanis, the second one was the numbers 10 and 22, the third one was Tau War. And last, but not least, the second system name Hori. At first I took this to mean fly 0.22 light years towards Hori from Alanis, but I could not have been more wrong. I kept searching, and eventually double-checked the clues and found that I was missing the 10. It was at that point that I realized that they almost form directions with Alanis and 10 meaning, the 10th planet of the Alanis system, and 22 being some form of distance measurement, with Tau War. And Hori meaning towards Hori. Commander Rethel 1 eventually went there and checked before me and found that if you fly 22,000 light seconds away from Alanis 10 towards the Hori system, you will stumble upon a signal of this lost generation ship. The derelict ship's logs have been made available for Freelance Radio. Please note that you can still read these logs for yourself. If so, you may want to skip this segment of the broadcast. Generation ship icon. Physician's log 2379, 2. Nothing out of the ordinary to report. Minor injuries, aches and pains from the more vulnerable crew members, and the usual bout of influenza you'd expect with so many people living in such close confines. It seems the current strain of influenza is becoming resistant to the vaccines we've developed on board. Only thing of note was a minor injury to one member of the survey team. Gottlieb sustained a minor laceration. He was taking a mineral sample on a nearby asteroid. The suit got breached, but he managed to apply an emergency seal before anything serious happened. I only hope the sample he took was worth the scar it's going to leave. Physicians Log 2387-8. We have an emergency. The strain of influenza infecting the ship has become completely resistant to any vaccines or treatment that we can find. 13% of the ship's population has now succumbed to the infection and so far 8 have died. I've initiated emergency measures and quarantined the infected. The epidemiologist, Dr. Monroe, is working around the clock to find a solution. I'm sure she'll come up with a cure before long. Physicians Log 2463-5. Dr. Monroe made a discovery that has filled me with dread. This contagion doesn't derive from the influenza epidemic. It's altogether more alien than that. The contaminant has no human origin. It comes from Galnet, the scientist who was injured a few days ago. Whatever mineral he was taking a sample of must have got into his blood. It's mutated into some kind of virulent pathogen. Monroe is unable to isolate the microorganism that is causing it. It spreads fast. Quarantine hasn't worked and people are starting to panic. We're doing our best to come up with a counteragent, but I'm not sure we have the resources. Physicians Log 2499-9. We are lost. Monroe died 2 days ago and any chance we had of finding a cure for this epidemic died with her. Half the ship's population is already dead and 98% of those remaining are infected. Teams are working around the clock to vent the bodies into space, but they're piling up so quickly. The riots haven't helped. People are panicking, angry, don't know what to do. When you see your family die, I guess you just get desperate. I don't know what to do. Suppose I should do my job, but it's not use. At least I've avoided infection. For now. Physicians Log 2501-7. I knew I wasn't going to avoid contracting this thing forever. I'm one of the last. This place is so quiet now. It used to teem with life and now there's just silence along the empty corridors. I should probably go for one last walk. While I still can. End of logs. Thank you for listening to Freelance Radio. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and hope that you will tune into the next one. To get notifications of when a new broadcast is out, please subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast by liking or disliking the video. Get in touch with us in the comments. Until next time, Commanders, fly safe.